Oh, so now we're running out of time very quickly here, so I'm going to try to get another call or two. Let's go. We're calling to Canberra in Oklahoma. Is it pronounced Canberra? Am I saying that correctly?
Canberra, that's correct, yes.
Okay. How may I help you, Canberra?
My husband and I recently just started reconciliation
Mm-hmm.
this last week.
Mm-hmm.
And when he moved back home, we had some discussions about kind of moving forward and what needs to happen. At one point, I asked him about the relationship between his mother and myself because we used to have a very good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we separated, he vilified me at some point to the
Mm-hmm.
point that she no longer spoke to me all of a sudden, even blocking me on the phone, even though,
Mm-hmm.
you know, one day she was speaking to me and then the very next day after he went and had a conversation with her,
Yeah.
all of a sudden there was no more communication.
Right.
And so I said, well, we kind of need to repair that relationship. So, what was it that you talked to her about? And of course he's like, it doesn't matter what I told her. We just need to move forward. We don't need to talk about any of that. I'm sure you guys will fix things and it'll be fine. So he just wants to kind of sweep it under the rug. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to kind of move forward. Need some advice, I guess, to move forward on repairing that relationship as well
Mm-hmm.
during this reconciliation process.
How important is that relationship to you in terms of reconciliation? Like, for example,
Well,
would you still reconcile with your husband even if things never got better between your mother-in-law and you? Would you still reconcile?
absolutely.
Okay.
And that's kind of where I left it the evening that we had this discussion. I said, you know what, you're right. At this time, we don't need to talk about that. We need to worry about our relationship
Right.
and get it on a better path because it's very fragile at this moment
Mm-hmm.
itself. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's something we can discuss later down the road. But with the holidays coming up, I know
Yeah.
I was wondering if it's going to kind of be tense or
Well, otherwise,
so.
in personality, what is mama-in-law like? Is she generally a nice person otherwise?
She is a nice person. It is. She obviously thinks very highly of her son. I would
Yeah.
never ever want her to take any sides. I would never ask a mom to take. I have kids of
Right.
my own. I would never ask a mom to take sides or anything like
Right.
that. And
Right.
so that's why I was surprised when she did stop communication because I hadn't asked her to do any of that. We hadn't
Yeah.
had anything like that to that point, and so
Yeah. Those kinds of
so
things
it's kind
happen.
of just.
They actually happen a lot, Canberra, believe it or not. Parents tend to side with their kids even when their kids are dead wrong. It's just amazing. When I would be thinking a parent would be like, let me try to help make things better, not let me help you be on your side even if I think you're wrong. There's no telling what he said to her. But understand that when people are doing things they shouldn't be doing, among those things are some of the things that they say. I mean, it can be terrible things. I don't know that it's any advantage to you to know what it was that he said to her, really, because it probably was mean, it probably was tacky, and I'm sure at this point he regrets he ever said it. At that point, he was either angry, upset, or trying to get mama on his side or something. So he said something he shouldn't have said. I don't see any advantage to you, my friend, or to your husband to try to go back and say, well, what did you tell her? Because it's just going to hurt. And I don't know that hurt's going to lead to any good. The second thing about that then is that what we have seen many times, and I hope happens for you, is that as you go through the reconciliation process and things get better and better and better with your husband, that this over here will just kind of resolve itself. That's why I was asking if she's a nice person. Because if she's a mean old person, then things may not get better by themselves. But you said she's typically a nice person. Now, when it comes to the holidays, for example, how's it going to be? Here's Thanksgiving coming up. Here's Christmas coming up. If she's generally a nice person, my guess is she's going to be polite and nice. It might be a little strained. It might be a little awkward. But you sound to me like you're a pretty strong person. You sound to me like a very bright person. And if you can just kind of go with that flow, my prediction, and I think I'm probably would put money on this if I were a betting man. My prediction is as things get better with your husband, they will get better with your mother-in-law. And you may never have a conversation about that with her. In other words, why would you? If things get better and you wind up being where you need to be, if you don't need to go back and discuss that, then why bring that up? Is that making any sense to you at all, Canberra?
Oh, that makes absolute sense. And yeah, to put it in that perspective, I really appreciate it. So
Okay.
that does make sense.
Are you as smart as you sound? You sound like a pretty smart person to me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You probably made A's and B's
So.
in school and all that kind of good stuff, right?
I did. Absolutely, I did. Yes.
Yeah, I can just tell. I like talking to very smart people because it makes me feel better about me. It's like, at least smart people talk to me. It makes me feel good. You can handle this, Camera. It's going to be okay. Okay?
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Beam.
You're very welcome.